entitled mother-in-law tries to secretly sell my rescue dog, so I legally demolish her entire retirement fund. When my entitled mother-in-law tried to sell my beloved rescue dog behind my back, she forgot one crucial detail. I am the sole financial advisor managing her entire life savings. Here is the ultimate pro-revenge story. My entitled mother-in-law thought she could sneak into my house while I was at work and sell my golden retriever to a wealthy family for quick cash. She actually listed him online and took a deposit. But she completely forgot that my house is rigged with hidden cameras, and more importantly, that I am the sole financial planner managing her massive retirement fund. So I decided to teach her a lesson she will never ever forget. For some background context, I am a 32-year-old female, and I was married to my ex-husband Mark for 4 years. Mark's mother, who we will call Karen, has always been an absolute nightmare. From the day we met, she made it her life's mission to prove that I was not good enough for her precious son. I grew up in a working-class family, while Mark's family came from old money, though Karen had never worked a day in her life. When Mark and I bought our first house, I decided it was time to fulfill a lifelong dream. I adopted a beautiful 3-year-old golden retriever mix named Bailey from a local animal shelter. Bailey had been abused in his past life and was incredibly timid, but he bonded with me instantly. He was my shadow, my best friend, and I loved him more than anything. Karen absolutely despised Bailey. Whenever she came over, she would complain about the dog hair, the smell, and how a mutt was ruining the aesthetic of her son's beautiful home. She constantly told Mark that we needed to get rid of the dog before we had children, because Bailey was a liability. Mark, being the ultimate mama's boy, never defended me or Bailey. He would just tell me to ignore her and that she meant well. The incident that ruined everything happened last month. I had to travel out of state for a crucial 3-day business conference. Mark was also swamped with a big project at his tech firm and had to work long hours at the office. Instead of hiring a professional pet sitter, Mark insisted that Karen could come over during the day to let Bailey out and feed him. I was incredibly hesitant, but Mark promised me that she would just pop in and out. I reluctantly agreed. On the second day of my trip, I was sitting in a boring seminar when my phone buzzed with a motion alert from the camera in our living room. I opened the app, expecting to see Karen sitting on the couch, watching television. Instead, my blood ran cold. Karen was standing in my living room with a wealthy-looking couple and their 2 young children. Karen had a massive fake smile plastered on her face and was physically dragging Bailey by his collar toward the strangers. Bailey was terrified, his tail tucked tightly between his legs, desperately trying to pull away from her grip. I turned up the volume on the camera feed and heard Karen say, "Yes, he is a purebred golden, very well trained. We just don't have the time for him anymore, and my son's wife is allergic. We are asking $2,000 for him, cash only." The father of the family pulled out a thick envelope of cash and started counting it out on my coffee table. She was literally selling my dog. I saw red. I didn't even think. I hit the microphone button on the camera app and screamed through the 2-way audio system at the top of my lungs. "Get your hands off my dog right now. I am calling the police. Those are stolen goods, and if you hand her that money, you are an accomplice to a crime." The entire room froze. The wealthy family looked around in absolute horror, trying to figure out where the disembodied, furious voice was coming from. "I am the owner of that dog," I yelled through the speaker. "The woman holding the leash is trespassing. I have already dispatched the local police to this address. Leave my house immediately." The father didn't hesitate. He snatched his envelope of cash off the table, grabbed his wife and kids, and sprinted out the front door, leaving Karen standing there looking like a deer in headlights. I immediately called my neighbor, who is a retired police officer, and begged him to go over and secure Bailey. Then I called Mark and told him I was flying home immediately and that our marriage was over. I booked the next flight out, fuming the entire way. When I got home, Karen was gone, but Mark was waiting. Instead of apologizing, he actually had the audacity to defend her. He said his mother was just trying to help because she knew we wanted to start a family soon, and the dog was a distraction. He called my reaction an overreaction, and demanded I apologize to his mother for embarrassing her in front of potential buyers. That was the final nail in the coffin. I packed my bags, took Bailey, and went to stay at a hotel. But leaving wasn't enough. I needed Karen to feel the same level of violation and panic that she tried to inflict on me. This is where my profession comes into play. I am a senior financial advisor at a major wealth management firm. 3 years ago, Karen's husband passed away and left her a massive life insurance payout and investment portfolio, totaling roughly $1.5 million. Karen is financially illiterate.